here's a kind of endearing cultural observation from over 7 years as an ESL tutor. We Americans can't sit in silence for like more than 4 seconds. And that applies to our kids too. Ask an American student a question and they'll pause for about a breath and a half before they start talking again. Wait, okay, what was the question again? We just overtalk everything. But my Korean or Taiwanese students are much more likely to sit in complete silence for 6 minutes straight if they don't know the answer. Just staring at the computer. If your child has been taking ESL classes online and their progress seems slow, this could be exactly what's happening. In this video, I'm going to show you why this silence could be sabotaging their learning and show you the simple phrases that I teach my students from day one that completely change their outcomes. Here's what most tutors and parents don't understand about the silence. Parents, you already know that your child's silence shows that they're working hard to figure out the problem on their own and showing respect for the teacher, not asking for help right away. But here's the issue. Most ESL tutors start with a company, and every company I've ever been at in the past does training, and those trainings all say the same thing. You ask a question. If the student is silent, you wait 3 to 5 seconds and you rephrase it. If the student is silent, you scaffold, ask it in a different way. If the student is silent, you give the answer to keep the lesson moving, and then you just move on. So what happens then? Your child genuinely doesn't know the answer and they don't know how to access the help that they need in English. Meanwhile, the tutor makes one of two choices. Either they continue to prompt, eventually just giving the answer so that the lesson can carry on, or they assume your student is just thinking really deeply about the correct answer as your class time just ticks down. Either way, your child never gets the help that they actually need and the lesson becomes ineffective. So after over 7 years and thousands of students, here is what I have learned to do differently every time I meet a new student. I teach them 3 simple phrases that change everything. I don't know, I don't understand, and I need help. Now, since I often work with beginner ESL students, I keep it really simple with a lot of body language and hand gestures. It might look something like this. I'm going to be learning more about you and what you know. If I ask you a question and you don't know, okay, I want you to say, I don't know, okay? I don't know. What can you say if you don't know something? What do you say? I don't know. That's okay, okay? Great, good. For me, that helps me. Okay, I will teach this. I need to know what you do know and what you don't know yet. I do the same thing with I don't understand or I need help. We practice this right away in the first class. So what this has done right away is establish an expectation. In this space, I expect you to ask for help. And I've given them the language that they need to do so. And most importantly, we're able to cover a lot more content if we're not just staring deeply into each other's eyes, while I try to make the decision if they're just thinking or they're completely lost. So what does this mean for you as a parent? First, if you're interviewing potential tutors, ask them, how do you handle it when a student doesn't know the answer and stays quiet? If they tell you that they just wait and see or give extra time, or they kind of just regurgitate that ESL big company training that I said a few minutes ago, that's not good enough. You want them to tell you that they will actively teach your child good communication skills in English from day one. And second, if your child already has an ESL tutor, you can have this conversation. In our culture, it shows respect to stay quiet, but we want our child to learn how to ask for help in English. Can you teach them specific phrases for how to do this? A good tutor will understand what you're saying and will be happy to do so. And third, prep your child at home. Practice saying, I don't know, I don't understand, and I need help. Tell them that it's not rude. It's actually what their American tutor wants to hear because it helps them learn faster. So your child's respectful silence isn't the problem. The problem is just if a tutor doesn't know how to handle it. And these 3 simple phrases, I don't know, I don't understand, and I need help, completely change this ESL tutoring dynamic. Your child learns that asking for help actually is respectful in American style tutoring and your tutor gets the feedback they need to teach your child effectively. If you found this video helpful and you want to work with a tutor who understands these cultural nuances, my contact information is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.